side. Moving the battery cable. Check out now. There. Now, the owner has been complaining that there's been a scraping or a grinding noise. So we'll have a look. See if we can see anything. That looks a little close. Brake pads are absolutely fine. I knew they would be. They were done not too long ago. Discs are again okay. There's a ridge at the top, but there's no nasty ridges on the face. Hub nuts have a tendency to come loose on these disc brake minis if they weren't done properly when they were put up. When they were done up, they had you're supposed to put in a cone before you first tighten it to pre-compress the bearings. If you don't do that, the hub nut can come loose. Okay, looks okay. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Recording it.
Trying to. Try my hand at YouTube.
Oh really? YouTube sensation.
I think that's extremely unlikely.
Oh, well, you never know. One of the strangest things become a YouTube sensation.
Yeah, not pretty strange.
Yeah, we all are around here, don't we?
So take on to that one.
Yeah. I've got rid of this van, get a new one tomorrow.
Oh, what are you getting?
A Ford Transit Custom.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they're cool.
2015 plate.
Yeah. Metallic blue?
No, white.
Oh, it's a shame. I like the metallic blue ones. They look really sexy.
But, you know, price point and time.
Yeah. gloves, didn't I?
Did you do the mini run the other day?
No, I've done a few of those. I've had enough of sitting for 4 hours in traffic.
Sensible man.
I mean, if you could do it with a club and cheat and just go straight down to Brighton, it's fine. But actually doing the run, you know, you get about as far as Pycombe, and then from there on, it's 2 miles an hour all the way to Brighton.
We've got an expression for that in our house. Sod that.
Yeah, stop that. I ain't playing that game. Did it once or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, first few times it was sort of fun, but after that it got a bit dull.
Yeah, I can see some faces back in the mini horrified at that time.
The first time we did it, we didn't really reach the traffic jam until Preston Circus.
Yeah. That's what I was brought up with.
Yeah, that was okay because there was just hundreds of minis and this one poor bastard in a Volvo getting more and more irate.
Yeah.
Well, everybody was. It was like a traffic jam in Turin, you know, horns going off and people, and this one poor bloke in a Volvo getting really angry.
Yeah.
So we've cleaned the brakes, we've had a look. A graunching noise you may have heard earlier was the drive shaft rubbing on the bottom arm bracket. I've jacked up the hub a little bit and now it's rotating freely. We've inspected the brake shoes, they're fine. We've had a look for play here in the trackrod end. We've looked for play in the top and bottom ball joints. We do that by pulling the hub. There's no movement at all in this one. And we've looked for any movement in the shock absorber, and it's just on its rubbers, which is fine. So now we need to grease the nipples. There's 3 grease nipples on the front end of each side of a Mini. There's one on the bottom ball joint, there's one on the opposite side on the top ball joint, and there's one here on the top arm bush, on the top arm bearing. That one's quite tricky to get to. So we'll start with the bottom arm, with the bottom ball joint, and we'll do what we did the radius arm, give it a clean first. Our grease gun. It's sometimes very difficult to get grease to go into these, but keep forcing and it will go. do the top. To do the top, I'm going to turn the steering all the way round so that the nipple is easier to get to here. Clean. So, takes a bit of force to get grease in. The third one, as I said, is up here. This can be really quite difficult to get onto, particularly as my grease gun has only got a straight arm. If you've got one of the nice ones with a bendy arm, much easier. Let's see if we can get on to this. Switching out, not on it straight. Angle. You're in the gun. That's got it. That should be enough. There we go. Clean up. Make sure I'm not leaving a mess everywhere under here. For this wheel, we are done, I think. Let's put the wheel back straight, put the wheel on, take off the jack. takes it away. So this impact gun was definitely a worthwhile investment for the money. It's jobs like this so much easier. Again, we'll torque those wheel nuts up and we're done all round. Okay, that's it for this wheel. Let's move onto the other side.